Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the last in my series of videos about how to prepare for a police driving course. And in this video I'm going to look at the police advanced driving course. So police advanced driving course is undertaken by police officers and certain other people, so people from some branches of the armed forces, EOD for example, some special forces, things like that, and some people from security services, they've got undertaking surveillance duties, things like that, will initially undertake a police advanced driving course. But on the whole, 99% of people who undertake the course are serving police officers, and they're doing the course because they are moving to a role where there is a requirement to have an advanced driving permit, and that's because they're going to be driving high performance police cars and potentially using exemptions at the same time. Those exemptions being exemptions from speed limits, from red traffic lights, keep left bollards, things like that. So for a police officer, the main requirement before you go on an advanced police driving course is that you've undertaken a standard or response police driving course first, and you've got a little bit of experience in driving the lower performance police cars on response and in operational duties for some period of time. And a police advanced driving course is 4 weeks long. And I suppose the first thing I'd say about the police advanced driving course is if you've undertaken a standard course, the skills and techniques that you're going to use are the same. So in order to prepare for your advanced driving course, it's good practice to revisit what you did on your standard course, to practice driving to system, to practice separating your braking and your changing gear, practice a bit of commentary, long forward observations, planning for hazards, things like that. But let's cover the basics first. First off, have a look at your driving licence. I've said this in all the other videos so far. Make sure your driving licence is in date. Your driving licence will last until you're 70, but your photocard licence needs renewing every 10 years. So make sure it's not due for renewal or it's not expired, because that is embarrassing on day one of your advanced car course. And get your eyesight checked. If you haven't recently, get your eyesight checked, get an up-to-date prescription if you wear glasses. Make sure your eyesight, particularly your long distance vision, is pin sharp, because on your advanced car course you're going to be travelling at much higher speeds a lot of the time, and of course it takes you longer to stop if there's something you need to stop for, so you need to spot those things earlier. And you'll be taught how to do long forward observations, but in order to get the best out of that, you need really good pin sharp eyesight. I get my prescription checked and updated every 2 years. I've always had, since my 20s, I've had an issue with distance vision, so I've always worn glasses from my mid-20s onwards. Make sure you've got your glasses with you when you turn up on the day one of your driving course as well, because they will do an eyesight test with you. Now, if you're an operational police officer preparing for an advanced driving course, you're already going to be driving police cars operationally. So it's a good opportunity to practice some of the stuff that you'll be expected to do on your advanced car course. So get your head back into driving to the system. Get your copy of Roadcraft out, get a more up-to-date copy if yours is a few years old. Refresh your memory of the stuff that you did when you did your standard car course, because that's where the advanced course is going to take off, or it's going to pick up where you left off on your standard course. And the first week is just a refresher really. There are occasionally people who haven't done a standard car course. Like I said, people from armed forces will come along and that'll be the first police driving course they do. So that first week is a refresher, and it's an opportunity for those students to learn how to drive systematically and how to put the advice in Roadcraft into practical use on the road. Also, get yourself an up-to-date copy of the highway code. Remind yourself about road signs. Swat up on your books. There's going to be a written exam as part of your advanced car course, and the course itself is really tiring, so to make it easy for yourself, do all your revision on your books and the content of the books and the content of the highway code before you go on the course. That way you'll make the driving elements of the course a bit easy for yourself. There'll be a couple of written exams. There'll be a written exam on highway code, there'll be one on Roadcraft. Learn that stuff. Your examiners will help you through that stuff. They'll help you through the written exams, but it's down to you to do the studying, and it's one less thing for you to do when you arrive on the course if you've looked at the books beforehand. What about driving? What can you do to sort of prepare your driving skills? Well, like I said, remind yourself of what's required in system. Remember, in your own car, if you're going to go out and do a little bit of practice in your own car before the course, remember you haven't got an exemption. Stick within the speed limits. You don't go out on day one of an advanced driving course and have a police advanced driving course and go into 3-figure speeds on national speed limit roads. That doesn't happen. Start with the fundamentals: system, smoothness and accuracy. Those 3 things give you a really nice basis, a really nice foundation to build on. And once you start getting, especially the accuracy and the smoothness, once you start getting those within the speed limits, you will naturally start to get quicker. And the higher speeds, the higher paces on your advanced car course will feel more natural, it'll feel safer. But you're not going to go out on week 1 and start blatting around at really, really high speeds. They're just going to get you smooth and accurate to start with. So if you go out at the weekend in your own car for a bit of a practice before you go on your advanced car course, practice smoothness and accuracy. Smooth steering, smooth gear changes, smooth use of the brakes and the throttle. Good application of system. Now, a lot of your advanced car course is going to be on roads like this. It's going to be on open national speed limit roads. So please spend a bit of time in the weekends leading up to your course, or on your days off leading up to the course. So remember your work shifts, don't worry. Spend a bit of time seeking out roads like this, national speed limit roads, out in the countryside. And you don't need to go above that national speed limit of 60 miles an hour on here. All I want you to do is remember where you want to be in the corner. Remember where you want to be on approach to the corner. So on approach to a right-hander, you want to be in towards the near side, in towards the left. On approach to a left-hander, you want to be up to the centre line or maybe over it a little bit to extend your view into the distance. And then just practice applying the throttle through the corner. Just gently squeezing the throttle to keep the car balanced. This principle of going slower into corners and quicker out is really good. So practice that. Now, as a previous police instructor, if I had a student who turned up on day 1 of an advanced car course and their eyesight was good and their driving licence was up to date, and on their initial drive they drove systematically, smoothly, with good long observations, I would have been absolutely over the moon. I'd have been thinking to myself, I'm going to get a really, really good pass out of this student. Now, in reality, you don't have to do any of that. It is a course. The instructors are experienced. They will get you through the course. They'll get you to the best standard that you can do. But it is a course that a lot of people fail. You know, the risks involved in driving high-performance police cars, you know, in initial pursuits, responding to incidents at high speed, the risks are massively increased. So police forces don't want to be giving the keys to those cars and those exemptions to officers if they're not sure about the skills in the first place. Now, it used to be that there were 3 outcomes from advanced car courses. You could fail, obviously. You could get a second-class permit and you could get a first-class permit. Back when I did my advanced car course, I got a first-class permit. These days, you either pass or you fail. I'm not going to go into the details of everything that's required. Remember, I have done a series of videos on how to pass an advanced driving test. And in that series of videos, I make reference to police standard and police advanced courses. So I've put a link in the description below, and that link is to the playlist. It's to the whole list of videos that I titled How to Pass an Advanced Driving Test. Please have a look at that. If you are preparing for a police advanced driving course, have a look through that series of videos in the weeks leading up to the course. And apart from helping you get to sleep at night, it'll give you the fundamentals of everything you need. That's not the purpose of this particular video. This video is just about how to prepare. And in your preparation, go and have a look at some of those videos. And you might want to go out and practice some of that stuff on the road before you go on the course. And if you can put some of those skills into practice at the start of your course, trust me, your instructors will be over the moon. And it'll give you a really good head start as you get into that course and you start to get to week 2 and the speeds pick up and you get to week 3 and you're going a lot quicker. You can refer back to those videos as well if there's anything that you're struggling with. So please, please, please have a look at that series of videos, how to pass an advanced driving test. If you have got an advanced car course, a police advanced car course coming up, I'll be honest, I'm a bit jealous, because it was an absolute highlight of my police career. Well, of all my career actually. Probably the most enjoyable 4 weeks. But I do accept that some people aren't into driving, they're not into this stuff, and some people might struggle a little bit. Some people struggle with the speeds that they're expected to get up to, some people struggling with you know, planning overtakes and things like that. But one really good piece of advice I will give you is trust your instructors. Your instructors, especially on the advanced car course, are very experienced, very knowledgeable. They've been through a much higher level of training as well in order to become an instructor. And above everything else, whatever you do in the car, they are coming with you. So they're not going to ask you to do something that they wouldn't do themselves, and they're not going to ask you to do something that's going to put the car at risk. It might be different, it might be outside of your experience, it might be uncomfortable at first, but trust the instructors. They know what they're looking for, and they know what's expected in order for you to pass the test and pass the course at the end. And the other bit of advice I can give you in terms of an advanced car course is, even if driving isn't necessarily your thing, even if it isn't your favourite pursuit, if it's something that it's more of a chore than something that you enjoy doing, please, please, please try A, relax, and B, enjoy the course if you can. So if you're coming off an operational shift, it's 4 weeks off shifts with your weekends off. Your body will get used to being off shifts again. You'll get better sleep at night because you'll be tired. You can have a bit of fun on the course as well. You can have a bit of a laugh with your instructor, with your fellow colleagues in the car. You'll get to know some other people from different backgrounds with different skills. You'll expand your knowledge of policing in general as well as police driving. And the skills that the course will give you will last you a lifetime. I use them to this day. Every day, and every time I get in the car or on the bike, those skills still come back to me and I'm still using them. So just to summarise what we've covered in this video, before you go on your driving course, make sure your driving licence is up to date, your eyesight is good. Get your books, get your most up-to-date versions of the Highway Code and Roadcraft, swat up on your books because there'll be a written exam. Learn that stuff so you're not having to learn it while you're on the course. Go out and have a drive. Remind yourself of the basics of system, remind yourself what you did on your standard car course, especially that, if you drive a manual car, especially that separation between braking and changing gear. Practice your commentary again, get into the habit of talking, telling the instructor what's coming up and what you're going to do about it. You'll not be doing it all the time on the course, but you'll be expected to do it during the test. But above all else, just practice being smooth and accurate in your application of that system of car control. If you do all those things, you'll put yourself at a real advantage at the start of that car course, and compare yourself to the other students in the car, and you'll realise that just by doing that little bit of preparatory work, you're in a much stronger position and you're much further ahead of those other students on the course as the course goes along. So that's it for this video and for this little series of videos about how to prepare for police driving courses. Hope you've enjoyed it, hope you got something out of it. Even if you're not in the police or doing a police course, maybe you've learnt a bit of something. Hopefully that's useful to you. Don't forget to go and have a look at the website, regslocal.com. There's loads more information there about advanced and performance driving and riding. How you can get hold of a copy of the books that I've written, and how you can get a day's driver or rider coaching with me. Remember, if you do want a day out with me to prepare for a police driving course, I'm happy to do that. Drop me an email and we'll sort something out. But for now, thanks very much for watching. Might just leave the cameras running for the rest of the run up Hartside Pass, certainly up to the summit. But we'll see you next time.